Once upon a time, in a quaint little village nestled between rolling hills, lived a cat named Whiskers. Whiskers was no ordinary cat. He was known far and wide for his insatiable curiosity. From the moment he woke up in the morning to the time he curled up to sleep, Whiskers was always on a quest to discover something new. One sunny morning, as Whiskers was lazily stretching on the porch, he noticed a flicker of movement in the tall grass. His green eyes sparkled with interest, and without a second thought, he trotted over to investigate. As he approached, he saw a tiny butterfly fluttering about, its wings shimmering in the sunlight. Whiskers had never seen such a beautiful butterfly before. I must see where it goes, he thought to himself, and with a playful leap, he started following the butterfly. It led him through the village, past the baker's shop where the smell of fresh bread made his nose twitch, and into the nearby meadow. In the meadow, the butterfly danced from flower to flower, and Whiskers followed closely, his whiskers twitching with excitement. Suddenly, the butterfly flew into a dense thicket. Whiskers paused for a moment. The thicket looked dark and unfamiliar. But his curiosity got the better of him, and he squeezed through the bushes. On the other side, Whiskers found himself in a magical garden. The air was filled with the scent of blooming flowers, and there were vibrant colors everywhere. It was a place he had never seen before, and it took his breath away. As he wandered through the garden, he discovered all sorts of wonderful things: a sparkling stream, a family of friendly rabbits, and even a wise old tortoise who shared stories of the garden's history. Whiskers was so enthralled by his discoveries that he lost track of time. The sun was beginning to set, and the garden started to look less inviting in the dim light. He realized he didn't know the way back home. Panic began to set in. Just then, Whiskers heard a familiar voice. "Whiskers, where are you?" It was the village baker, Mr. Patel, who had been out looking for him. Relieved, Whiskers meowed loudly, and Mr. Patel found him in no time. Picking him up, Mr. Patel gently scolded, "You must be careful, Whiskers. It's good to be curious, but you should always be mindful of where you wander." Back home, Whiskers curled up in his favorite spot on the porch, thinking about his adventure. He realized that while curiosity had led him to a beautiful and enchanting place, it had also taught him an important lesson about being cautious and aware of his surroundings. From that day on, Whiskers continued to explore and satisfy his curiosity, but he always made sure to be careful and never wander too far from home. And thus, Whiskers' adventures became tales of wonder and caution, shared with his friends in the village. And so, Whiskers lived happily, exploring the world with curious eyes and a wiser heart.